Play Night Local. Come in.
Hello, everybody. We are here with the wonderful band Year Twins. They've just released their album "Perfect Forever, Forever Perfect," and it's a banger. Do you want to introduce yourselves, guys?
Hi. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm Eli. I play drums. I do backup singing.
Yep, I'm Ian. I play guitar and I do lead vocals.
Very nice, fantastic stuff. So, "Perfect Forever, Forever Perfect." Where did the title
Yeah.
come from?
Oh, the title. Well,
Some secret lore to the
yeah,
title.
it's something we've never actually
Disclosed.
explained to
Secret.
anybody. Well, there's this
Somebody guessed it actually.
yeah, someone actually knew what it was. I believe an Indian Instagrammer from like he's been on Instagram for like a long time, but we found his account years ago, and it was just like the weirdest thing because a lot of his posts would just be him like essentially a posing, like doing like the weird like awkward pose in like all different places, and his name was a Tool Red.
I don't know if Tool Red
I don't
exists
know what the
anymore.
deal. I don't even know if he was a real person to begin with.
Yeah, not active.
Those 3 a.m.
But-
YouTubers you stumble across.
Kinda. Just
Yeah.
like the social. There's like a weird website. It's just like nonsensical,
But
but,
it-
a lot of weird phrasings and one of the. Yeah. A bunch of stuff, but one of the things that we pulled from it was perfect forever, forever
Yeah,
perfect.
It would be like perfect money protocol, perfect money, perfect forever, forever perfect. Just like just the really obscure things. And so we've just been saying perfect forever, forever perfect for years, kind of.
It was almost our band name. We almost
Yeah,
named our band that. So we kind of just like, yeah.
but it's also a mouthful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the album itself, I think you guys cover a lot of kind of soundscapes across the whole project. I mean, you got some Midwestern emo stuff in there, some pretty impressive math rock playing as well. Props to that, and just generally just
Thank
a
you.
high level of technical play. So what kind of brought you guys together in the first place?
I mean, we've been friends for years. We've talked before about to some people. It's like a long story of how like we've known each other because they were in band, like the high school band, and we were in a band together back in our hometown, which is in Ohio, like more northwest, we're like central Ohio. Um, and I don't know. I think it's the band that we were in before was kind of more like punky. It was more straight up punk, but we always liked more technical stuff. And we're always trying to introduce it. Because yeah,
I feel like we kind of all discovered Midwestern emo like heavily at the same time too, and we were like, man, I wish we could do that, but the current confines of our band, we were just kind of like a punk band or whatever.
Well-
So we never really explored that, and then a bunch of shit happened. Ian moved away for a while,
Yeah.
and like we weren't together. I mean, we all kept in touch.
yeah, we kept in
obviously,
touch, and
but
so
then once Ian moved back, we decided
Yeah.
to like more fully pursue
m-
a different
music
but similar
again.
sound.
Yeah, like still like come in with like energy and like have fun with it and like be hype, but like still make sure we can like show off, I guess, as much as we can in between it. with
Well,
as, as
I think
technical as
the
we can
album
get.
you really give each member time to shine in their own way. I mean, especially the drumming was something that really kind of gripped me straight away. So
Thank you.
props for that, obviously. And one song that kind of really stuck out to me actually was that last song. I really enjoyed Permanent Hex. So when did that song come about? Was that one of the early ones? Was that kind of planned originally, or did that one come later?
Yeah, that actually was
I
an
don't
early
remember.
one. Uh, that song's like kind of a breakup song in a way. So like it was just kind of like post relationship, and it wasn't directly correlation to like experiences I had, but it was definitely inspired by it. But that was definitely probably the fourth song we probably wrote because I think we wrote like Jimmy Can Jump and Mystics first, and after that, yeah, it was probably Repeats and then Permanent Hex. And so like we wrote a song where like that just feels like a last song, and ever since then that would be like the last song we played live, and then we made it so like it would transition into the last song on the album too.
Hmm. Fantastic. As well, just thinking about Mystics, because that was the first single you guys released, wasn't it, with Angelo? Was it kind of pre-planned?
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the singles art, it seems very kind of like it moves on and flows. You know, you've got the unique colours, and then you've got a very different album artwork as well. So was it all kind of pre-planned, or was
Yeah, we tricked you.
it?
It was.
We tricked you into thinking we
It was
had
a
a
ruse.
plan.
Planned it the
No,
whole
it kind of
time.
just fell into place. To be completely honest, we tried to record the whole album when we recorded Mystics and Angelo.
It wasn't
Like,
really a full
it
album
was a
though.
half heart. Yeah, I
It
mean,
was
we
like
had
9 songs.
a few. Yeah, not nearly as many songs. I didn't feel like we maybe dropped a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole
So
album that existed at the time, but like,
we
yeah,
recorded
the
it,
only
we were
thing that
just-
came out of that was Mystics that we were really happy with,
Yeah,
and Angelo.
Mystics and Angelo were the ones we thought sounded good. And Angelo being a cover of the Twin Peaks theme song, kind of. It was like
Yeah.
an adaptation for the live band in a way, named after like the guy who wrote it. But those were the 2 songs that were like, yeah, those ones sound good. So we're like, maybe we'll release these, maybe like do an EP. But then we just kept like writing more songs, so we're just like, we'll just do an album. But the colors thing, yeah, we did the green color, and then we just happened to do blue. And then at that point, we had one more single. We're like, red.
Should probably
Why
make
not?
it make it serious.
I think something you touched on there as well.
Have
Something you
you
touched
got?
on there as well with saying about Angelo, you know, Angelo Badalamenti, the Twin Peaks composer and everything. Pop culture really does kind of seem like an integral part to what you guys do. I mean, especially in the music videos on YouTube, you know, you got references to things like Resident Evil, for example, and just very kind of DIY nostalgic. So, do you think that's a big part of your music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like all of us can be nostalgic at points, especially I feel like recently with well, you know, quote unquote nerd culture and stuff, nostalgia has been really, and all the remakes and everything that's been happening.
Especially with the pandemic, I feel like a lot of people are very much going back to their
True,
influences.
yeah. But yeah, I feel like all those things were like part of us growing up, and
Yeah. That's kind of what I was gonna also say. It was just like it's all comes from. It's not like we're trying to be like, oh, look at us, we like cool stuff. It's all just genuinely shit we all care about and like really enjoy together. So it's like, throw it in the things.
Yeah.
If it fits, it fits.
It's a big part of what makes a band, I think, as well. Like that sort of shared combined appreciation of previous sort of forms, that sort of thing. Like, you know, you have that band that like, oh, we both grew up with this sort of thing, or you know, examples like that.
I feel like we all kind of grew up with different stuff too. So when it kind of like came at a head, I mean, coming back to just pop culture and also musical influences too. Like I mean, I feel like I grew up with like a lot of like rap and also like metal and kind of like pop punk and stuff too. So I feel like once like, well, it also comes back to when we discovered Midwest emo, and like emo had that kind of like resurgence back in the mid 2010s. Where it's like, all right, cool. It's like okay to like pop punk and like, you know, emo music and stuff, and you can't get made fun of at school for it anymore like we used to. I was like, it's not pop punk, it's not emo, guys. I'm not emo, all right. I'm a rocker.
Emo also is.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm a rock and roll star.
It's weird how much stigma. It's weird how much stigma like emo and genres like that got at school. Do you know what I mean? Even in our sort of time growing up, like it used to be so much more of a bigger deal or problem than it is now. I feel.
Yeah. Well, emo is technically like the popular thing with the kids now, and
Oh, yeah.
I do the quotes because it's like
Well,
what's
that could
hip and shit like that.
Yeah, with like with a lot of like different rap scenes and stuff. I feel like punk and emo is definitely a big influence on that stuff too.
They're bleeding into each other, which I'm fine with. It's just like when I'm at work though, and I deliver pizza, so I work with some like high schoolers, and they're like, "Listen to this emo song," and it's just fucking Lil Peep, and I'm like, "Oh, okay,
like this isn't emo.
I guess that is emo. I mean, you're not wrong."
It could still be emo, yeah. Just because it's not like with guitars.
I'm old.
I guess when you've listened to a lot of Midwestern, if you've listened to a lot of Midwestern shit, that must be like the worst thing in the world. Just to hear that must be like soul destroying sometimes.
Sometimes it's like,
yeah.
but we're actually emo.
It's fine. It's fine.
I didn't really start the band planning to exactly be like a emo Midwest emo really in general. We kind of just started writing songs with guitar, and that's just kind of what it ended up being.
Mm.
I don't think we ever go for anything specifically. It's just like if it, whatever it forms into, it forms into. Because we
Yeah.
definitely have some more punk leaning songs, and we have some more twinkly leaning songs, and some more mathy leaning songs. It's like, you know, it's
Mm.
all the same boat
I
with
hope
different
they think
parts
they
of
come
the ship.
together. Yeah, I hope they come together as well as they could.
I think actually it's kind of like even the first song on the album, actually, Die Online. It's very different from the others. It doesn't stick to a specific style. Kind of instrumental, very very kind of laid back, and then it goes straight into that first rocky song. So absolutely, you guys,
Yeah.
that is
It
definitely
was
true.
so fun making those songs.
Mm.
Sorry. Yeah, like usually when we play that like Die Online would generally just be me just holding out my reverb pedal for like a really long time when we play live, and then eventually when everyone's ready to play, then we just kick in a Jimmy Can Jump. And so we started to
Mm.
just record that, and we're like, we're just chilling in the studio with our friend David, just looking around. We're just like, let's just make this cooler. He had a Juno synthesizer, which is a really fucking cool synthesizer, and so he just like held out that really long bass note, and we just
Mm.
created more dread. The longer the note, the more dread.
Cacophony.
Mm. Mm.
There's really
I think as well.
quiet talking in the background too, which is like you can't hear it, but we're saying some
Oh yeah.
heinous things for sure. But thankfully, you can't hear it.
I'm sorry, Angus.
Right, so I also think something that really kind of emphasizes that the uniqueness of you guys, especially, and having those different influences, is your playlists, especially. I mean, you got stuff like we were talking about before the recording. You got Danny Brown next to. I noticed the Initial D song from the Initial D soundtrack there. Absolute banger of an anime there. Alongside some older punk as well. So I think that is a really good melting pot there for you guys.
I feel like it definitely melts all together.
Yeah, the playlist is just like kind of a dump of all of our tastes or whatever, and there's definitely some goof songs in there that are like us trying to like get each other's goats with
Yeah.
stupid songs. But I mean, those playlists are full of a lot of things that really like influence us and mean a lot to us, and like there's a lot of good music in there if you're asking me,
Yeah.
Mm.
and also goofy shit.
We usually just play that playlist with ourselves and we add to it as we go. So like a good song will come on, and then I don't know, something really really hilarious. I don't know, like Chumbawamba will come on after that, and everyone will just get mad at the person who put it on. Sorry, guys.
Mm. I like that. You
But
never
yeah, we
know what
listen to
you're going to
everything.
get.
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
I think as well, like it's a big thing, playlists run by musical artists nowadays. But it's really, I think it's particularly interesting from a band's point of view because it's like what you're saying. You can get at each other with some of the ads you make. It can be funny as well as like, this is songs that inspired the album. Maybe at the same time, it's a good tool.
Yeah, and it's also fun. I mean, it's also just kind of like a who done it sort of thing. If people listen to the playlist, they can be like, "Oh, I wonder like who put that song on." I feel like that's fun for people.
Mm, the
I think
mystery.
That song
humor as
wasn't
well.
me.
I think humor can be so important as well. I mean, even in the music videos, especially Jimmy Can Jump, I think there's an underlying sense of humor in that song, which we could all really appreciate. But I also think it really contrasts to that last shot. That last shot in that music video is absolutely gorgeous with the snow coming
Oh,
down. Who filmed that?
Cody
yeah, that was
actually.
Cody.
Cody did the last shot, but yeah, Jimmy was a combined effort. If someone wasn't on camera, they were probably behind it,
Yeah,
like,
so
doing the thing.
since Eli was in most of it, he didn't really film that much of it, but he filmed most of Mystics when we weren't playing. But I filmed. My girlfriend also, Tasha also filmed, but then by the end, I put on like the morph suit with the cape, and thus Cody had to take over the.
My poor boy out there
It was
freezing.
so cold. It was the coldest day of the year, and I had no clothes on. Pretty much, like just had this spandex suit.
Like literally, Mystics. We recorded Mystics on the hottest day of that year, and we recorded Jimmy on like the coldest
Yeah,
day of that
Mystics
year.
was the hottest day, and I was wearing a trek suit and a ski mask, and I had nothing on for the.
Not great with the planning.
But now I feel like sometimes we go into videos with kind of a plan, but then we end up having just too much fun with it, so we just keep the goofs in and all
Mm.
the goofball times.
Mm.
I think
Yeah,
you
we had a lot
you
of
set
fun.
that kind of darker tone really well alongside the humor. Another kind of funny thing I noticed was the live in a bathroom session. Do you guys want to give a bit of context on that one?
We're like, yeah, we have a bathroom.
Last I checked.
I mean, and we like they're pretty cool. They just throw these little sessions for bands in their bathrooms. It's not always in the bathrooms, depending on like the size of the band,
Yeah,
but
Mm.
usually it's like people
it's a good
on the
gimmick.
toilet. It's a good gimmick, yeah.
Mm.
And I feel like the acoustics are nice. So yeah,
But honestly, check out indie bathroom sessions. There's a ton of really cool bands that have done it, and I'm glad that we were able to do it.
small and to like decent
Yeah.
sizes. Like
Mm.
Ogbert Nerd did it too.
Yeah, I saw Ogbert do it, and I was like, oh, might as well give it a shot. Send him a message.
Mm.
It worked out.
Well, it also was cool because it forced us to finally kind of play acoustically,
Yeah, that was challenging.
because we never had to play quietly before, and and obviously you can't be loud as hell full band in a bathroom. So Eli got the
Mm.
little cajon out, the little tiny drum, and made a bass drum, and I got the acoustic out. We made it work. We figured it out.
It was fun.
And it sounded great in the end. It
Mm.
really came out well. So props.
Thanks.
Yeah, pretty good. And actually, it's kind of made me delve into their stuff as well after listening to you guys' performance. So I really appreciate that. Just finding that as well. Just really hidden gem. Everyone out there should check it out. It's brilliant. They're really doing good stuff over there.
Agreed.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you.
I think it's great with like sort of the explosion of like indie music on the internet and stuff is that people can sort of not take themselves as seriously nowadays and just have fun with it, whereas they might have felt limited to just trying to look cool and
I don't
that's it.
think you make it in this day and age being like a fake rock star. Like I think the rock star dream is kind of dead. You got to be a real person, or people are gonna see right through that shit and not care.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you can. I feel like the facade of being like,
Mm.
oh, like listen to me, I'm so deep. People just be like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
everyone's deep and everyone's got issues. Like
Mm.
people want relatability.
Be a
Yeah.
person.
Because I know I do. Yeah.
Mm. No, it's really true. Like, I sort of think about it. Like, you look back at lots of 90s and 80s icons, and it's all so like, oh, my life is so terrible. But as you said, like, everyone does, in a way, have stuff going on. Like,
Absolutely.
the relatability is very important.
Mm.
I it's true. I feel like I think sometimes when you're already wallowing in the depths of sadness, layering on the sadness doesn't really always help.
Mm.
So I think that's why I feel like that's why we try to keep like
Mm.
some type of positive note in our music and what we convey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though sometimes we are like really sad, but then we get with our buds and we have fun.
I think that's the yin and yang
Mm.
of the band. Like all the songs are pretty upbeat and peppy, but the words are pretty crushing. If you really
It can sometimes be
Yeah.
crushing.
they can get pretty rough.
Mm.
Bit
As
of a
long as
rough
you're having
time,
fun,
yeah.
it's the most important thing, isn't it? I mean, me and Dan started this podcast just for a bit of fun,
Mm.
and I've just watched it kind of grow a little bit, and it's just
Yeah.
nice sometimes to do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Blossom.
that's awesome. We Eli and I have wanted to start a podcast for a long time, but we're just busy with other things. But we always just find ourselves complaining or praising about music for hours on end. Especially we used to work together at a job, so we're like,
Yeah.
hey, we
Mm.
should start a podcast. We recorded one hour and a half long pilot of us ranting about new metal, then put it on the shelves.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I got too drunk during it. It's like,
What's the opinion about new metal in a
don't get us
nutshell, though?
started.
What's the stance?
The
It,
Go on,
competition.
no,
it's a
no. Let's
spectacle, isn't
go.
it? Like it's like the heavy and also pop, but also like rap. I don't know. It's so easy to hate, but it's also so easy to love. I don't know. I don't know.
It's like
Mm. The appeal of it is
Yeah,
quite
the appeal
simple,
is simple. It's
yeah.
like really kind
and
of
the
like
hatred.
dumbed down metal, but then like cool guy pop. I don't know.
Mm.
That's
Well, like Honestly, it kind of
Cool guy
it kind
pop.
of goes.
The Chad of pop. The Chad of
Yeah.
pop music.
It kind of goes back to the same thing with. Not to say we are new metal at all, but like
we're new metal.
we embrace the energy of
New
new metal a
claims, new
little
metal.
bit because it's like it's dumb, like heavy, but still poppy riffs that are
Mm.
like fun to jump around and like
Mm.
yell to. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's like, damn,
Well,
some of this
I
shit
think
kind of.
it kind of loops back to what we were
It's
just
like,
saying.
yikes! These lyrics are sad.
Sometimes the
Korn's
lyrics-
got some
Yeah,
issues.
Mm.
Korn has
Mm.
issues.
has
It's true.
issues.
Life is peachy.
Yeah.
But it's also the
Mm.
same thing. Kind of loops back to like these guys are trying like so hard to be serious, but then they have like record scratches and they're rapping and like all over their riffs. Is
Yeah, the record
Yeah,
scratches
yeah.
are a bit overdone, aren't they?
There's also
Corn
some,
with the grill and like the
Yeah.
tracksuit, and you're like, I was abused as a child. It's like a weird combination.
it's a crazy combo. Ice Cube's here, and he hates parents too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
break
it's-
stuff is just
That's the authority
Yeah.
figure that
Limp
he was
Bizkit.
rapping about. Yeah.
That's one of those bands, isn't it? I mean, I've seen people hate Limp Bizkit. I hate
Oh,
them,
man.
terrible band. As soon as break stuff comes on, they're just off there
Oh, yeah.
dancing in the corner. So
Break stuff sick.
Like, who does this song? Oh shit, Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
Oh, I don't like it now.
at the university where me and Angus met, there's this sort of indie night they do, like a nightclub, and that song came on
Uh-oh.
once, and I was like, "This
Awesome.
is
No.
what is? Someone's about to break
Somebody's
something,
face
you know?
tonight.
Get their
It's
new metal
dangerous at a
on."
bar. Oh no.
I don't know if y'all
Yeah,
have ever listened to
nothing
Black
really
Midi,
happened,
but Black
but yeah.
Midi did a really good cover of Break Stuff. Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like so goofy for that bit.
Did
Yeah,
they?
I haven't heard
it's
that
on
cover
YouTube
yet.
somewhere. It has like 2,000 views,
Did they-
but it's out there.
Hidden.
I mean,
I might give that a go.
It's interesting for sure. You wouldn't expect them to do that. I love that
So
band.
when
I'm
the
excited for
question
the
is,
new album.
No.
when are you guys going to be putting some classic new metal covers in the set list then?
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Ian has a 7-string.
I literally have a 7-string guitar, so whenever you want to, you can do it.
Cody's shaking his
Metal
head.
days.
Cody furiously shaking his head off camera.
Hey. You need the 6-string bass before you
Oh.
do that, man. You need the 6-string bass,
indeed.
like the Limp
The
Bizkit
heavy
one,
tones.
Well, speaking of covers,
and that awful snare sound that's always about.
yeah, we just listened to Metallica yesterday, the Saint Anger with the trash can,
Oh, yeah.
can snare.
Invisible
Oh,
Toad,
yeah.
What he did. How did we get on new metal? What is going on?
I don't know. I feel like half of this has been new metal, but I'm kind of here for it.
I'm about it.
The ins and outs of new. But just speaking of,
Well, to be fair, we're sort of coming towards the. Huh?
just going
You
to
go,
say,
Angus. You save us
said
from
you're
the new
very
metal.
excited for the new Black Midi album that's coming out in the future. So just a quick run around. What are you guys excited for in terms of releases this year, and what do you kind of hope to see?
That Black Midi. You got any, Ian?
Damn. Nothing off the top of my head.
They Might Be Giants just announced a new album. I'm excited about that. I love that band so much. I've seen them a couple times.
There's no specific thing that I know that's coming up soon that I can. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I'm
OCs
excited
will
for
put
that.
out 7 records this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waiting on a Death Grips. Not sure if they're even a band anymore.
They
We'll
had a new
see.
song out, didn't they?
Yeah, they haven't
No, they
released
had like
anything in
30 minute
ages.
track out. They had a 30-minute track out
Huh?
last month or something, didn't they? I'm pretty sure.
Oh really?
Huh?
Yeah. Let me just check
Oh
that.
no, they're gonna
Really?
put it on vinyl, and we're gonna have to scramble to get it.
Uh-oh. I know the keyboard player just like launched some weird website that he's been doing. So I know
Yeah,
he's
like
doing
short
that.
film stuff.
I think Zach Hill was posting that he was working on something. So who knows?
Yeah, that feels
Zach Hill, shout out to Zach Hill. I know you're listening, Zach Hill.
Keller as well. Great
I love
band.
you.
Another great band. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called More Than a Fairy, the new long single thing they've got out.
Oh, that came out a while ago, I think. I
And
we
I just
have that
behind
record.
on releases.
Oh, Crouching Tiger.
The Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Yep.
Gabber thing.
Yeah.
I believe that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, they've got
it's a
new
really
one that seems like kind of thing.
Is it a redone?
Was that?
I'll
No,
have to check it out.
Because I remember they did that with Les
Oh,
Claypool,
yeah.
didn't they? More Than a Fairy. Have
No.
they like
I
redone
think
that?
it was the record was like the Les Claypool was on one side, and then I think that thing was on the other side. The Crouching Tiger, something like that.
No, it was Crouching Tiger and that song, and then the other side is the weird thing they did with the Double Dare host.
Wait, what's the difference
mm.
between?
Yeah, Mark Summers. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Sorry, we're getting real deep in the death grips.
What's the difference between Gabber and Breakcore at this point? I don't know.
Ooh.
Question.
Now the
How,
volumes.
No
So
idea.
how's where you guys live? I'm just curious. We've never talked
Yeah,
to
it's
people international before. Yeah, is
Yeah.
it nice?
Where we live?
it's a,
Oh, we're
yeah,
Nice.
you're in Canterbury.
it's Canterbury.
cool.
It's
If that's where you're,
just a little student town, kind of. Yeah,
you can.
not any bad.
Yeah, it's sort of southeast of the UK.
Canterbury, is that like Soft Machine? Wasn't there like a big
Yeah,
prog scene
yeah.
back in like
Canterbury
in the
scene.
60s? Is that around there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. That shit's so cool.
Yeah, that's completely died. There's
Oh,
no trace of it to be found in this town. Not a single band I've ever seen. It's really tragic. I was like, I'm coming here to
yeah.
see something, man. I'm here to see a music scene. What's going on?
Bring
I
it
feel like it always
back.
comes in waves though.
Just a lot of emo
Yeah.
core. It's just weird. Weird how things change.
But I do feel like that's so cool.
cool
Like
that there's a scene, though.
yeah, I feel like that's really cool. I love how that scene is, transferred across borders and ponds all over. Like Japan emo scene is
Oh
really
yeah.
cool, and Russia also.
Russia has a very, very what's the word? Prolific emo scene.
Yeah. Big on Lil Web.
Some good stuff.
What's a bit that? Is it a Japanese or Korean band called Toe? I can't remember if
Oh,
they're
yeah,
Japanese or Korean
Toe.
specifically, but they're like a math
Japanese
rock
are pretty.
act. Are so good.
Toe is
Yeah.
incredible.
Toe is really good.
They're so
I
good.
would love to see them live someday. 'cause
Yeah.
I've seen some of their live stuff, and they're just
That would be an experience.
nuts.
Well, another big influence for us is Trico from Japan.
Yeah.
So
Oh
Toe-
yes,
Toe-
literally who I was about to bring up. Amazing.
sorry.
We love those first few Trico albums.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of influence. There's probably a lot of Your Twins influences on Your Twins stuff from Trico. I think probably in the chords because I feel.
They have that balance.
I took some jazz lessons when I was in college, so I learned a lot of cool jazzy chords, and then kind of just ended up just using them. And then it kind of sounds like Trico sometimes. I'm like, oh, I gotta not write that because that sounds like Trico.
As we kind of come towards the end of the interview. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just saying
Yeah.
that I saw Trico with This Town Needs Guns and Chon and
Polyphia.
Polyphia, yeah.
Ooh,
And they
Polyphia.
were just
That's
a
incredible.
It was
That was a dream, dream lineup. I couldn't even believe my eyes. But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Sorry.
I was just going to say, kind of, as we come towards the end of the interview as well, hitting the 30-minute mark, perfect timing as well. Just on your guys' end, again, just to wrap up, amazing album. And maybe if you could just, put across the message of the album or what you guys want to convey to your fans out there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think a lot of the subject matter was kind of growing up, not from like growing up in your teen years, but growing up from like a teen into an adult, and like how rough those things can be. How sometimes your life will change, like you'll lose people, you'll gain people. It can be it can be a rough time, but shit will always end up okay. I think that's really what it ends up being. I feel like melancholy with a splash of hope, as I put it to a few times now, and yeah, I think that's even though shit can be rough, it'll be all right eventually. I would say keep on rocking in the free world.
I have been watching so many Nardwuar videos the last week. It's not even a joke. I was watching the one he did with NERD, the Pharrell act and stuff. And do you know what? It made me so happy because it was just legend respecting legend. Like Pharrell was just like, "This is straight up the best interview I've ever done in my life. You are very talented at what
He's so
you do.
astute.
He's the man.
Really good." And then I saw the interview where Blur were bullying him.
Oh
That made
no!
me
I think I've seen
upset.
that. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
What a bunch of
painful.
jerks.
I love when people just like will sit there and like watch Nardwar just like be weird and they'll be like, yeah, like be uncomfortable, but like let him do it.
Mm,
Yeah.
They're just like, why do you know that?
Yeah, like this guy. What?
Yeah.
Well, again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us. It's been great. It's been funny, and you're wonderful, and your music is amazing. And everyone out there, go and check out Perfect Forever, Forever Perfect, because it's something that I am so glad I.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Brilliant album.
Thanks so much.
You can
If you
you
guys
can
ever need
actually
anything
buy
in
the
the
record
future,
on vinyl and buy shirts and all that stuff on our Bandcamp.
support the merch. It's always good.
Oh yeah, definitely check out their Bandcamp, guys. Yeah,
And again, if you guys ever need anything,
we love
want an album
Bandcamp.
review, or you just want to chat, or send us some of your stuff, we're always open. And just know you got 2 more fans.
Word.
Yeah, you're always welcome, guys.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
That's
Thank you.
great. Yeah, thanks
Super
so
Very well.
much.
appreciate
Have a
it.
good one, guys.
Hey, take it
Yeah.
easy.
All right,
Have a
peace,
good day.
guys. Take it
Later.
easy. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.